Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
So I'm checking out the snowball, which is on mic, and it
Yes.
says that we're talking right now, so people can hear us. So what's up, everybody?
what's up?
Another Talk Real, Get Real.
It is trigger time.
Look,
Trigger time.
Mike L's watching. Faye Dolan is watching.
Shifu Raul, Mantis Master is watching us.
Shifu Gomez is watching.
What's up, Shifu
Shifu
Gomez?
Lloyd is watching.
I'm here.
What's up, guys?
I'm tired. Long day at work.
Hope everybody's
working
well.
out in this hot sweat box of a quad we got. You know, we got the AC on. And,
Jose's watching. He's
you
the
know.
man who made my Batman outfit.
Oh, nice.
Jose, brother, thanks again for that Batman suit. It is badass.
Yeah, and what
So-
you did with it was badass too.
Pretty cool,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, you made your own little bat cave thing down there.
Yeah, so
it's pretty cool. I
so-
think Simu's watching.
Yep,
Simu,
Simu. What's going on, Mama?
Yep.
And I'm getting all the thumbs up that people can hear us and everything else. So I'm super glad. Brother Samson's watching. Seth Buckley's watching. Sifu Raul. Hope everything is well, Sifu.
So what topic we got tonight, man?
All right, so I can't tell you.
We can't tell.
I can't tell you.
Huh?
All I can tell you is,
Is it gonna piss people off?
it's probably gonna piss people off. Not too many, but I no, actually, really, I think it's gonna be a good topic, and I think it's something that we need to talk about. That's all.
Okay.
So hang tight, guys.
Trigger.
Whoop whoop whoop. And we're back.
And we back.
And we're back. So let's go through what we need to go through.
Yes.
Right now. So let's see.
What should we want to do?
Well,
Sound out commercial? Sound out commercial?
nah, man.
No.
Guys,
I mean,
so check it out. This is the deal. If we have a Sandai seminar on the 25th, right now, guys.
That's this Saturday.
That's this Saturday.
Yes.
I'm so happy. We got 22 people right now that are signed up, ready to go.
Yes.
So we got 22 people signed up, ready to go. If nobody else wants to do it,
You asked out.
you ass out, and I don't care. Right now, I got the number.
That's 22 people that want it.
That's right. I got the number that I want. So now I'm happy. We did a great job.
So now you got to be invited. You got to come on by invitation.
No, dude.
You got to have that.
It's just that, I got the number that I want. So now, you know what? I can relax.
Okay.
I don't have to push. I've been pushing for 3 weeks now.
More than that.
So I've been pushing for 3 weeks, and now I'm at a good spot. I got 22 people, super happy. Last month we only had 20 people or 19 people that showed.
Right.
This month we got 22 people, so we are growing.
Yes.
By little bits and pieces, but we're growing. So you know what? If I can get to 25 next month and 30 the month after that, then we're in a good spot. So again, guys, the 25th, this Saturday from 12 to 1:30. Check out the event on the Authentic Shaolin Kung Fu page if you guys are interested. It's $60, hour and a half. We're going to be going over Sanda drills, fighting drills, and techniques.
Yes.
And explaining footwork, foot movement, and everything else that goes along with it. If you got any questions, 631-496-4286. Text me. Don't call me because that number does not pick up.
Yep.
It is a text
That
number
is our
only.
live chat line.
Yeah, that's a live texting chat line.
Live texting chat line.
Yeah, so 631-496-4286.
24 hours, 7 days a week.
Yeah, well, a little not on the 24 hours. So, here we go, guys. Next one is Shifu Raul's straight sword seminar.
Yes.
We still don't know what we're doing just yet, and I will be calling him this week, and we'll be going through
and
some
you know why?
stuff.
Because things are kind of wonky with how we got to set stuff up, if we can be in a place outside, what the guidelines are, you know what I mean? If people got to be there with masks on, if people got to be outside, do we have enough space in the parking lot to hold 15, 20 people? It's not as easy to set something up as
people think it is, and that's just the world. But we got Shifu Straight Sword Gym, and then our lion dance thing that's going to be together.
Yes.
So we will get all the information for that as soon as I talk to Shifu Raul, which he is on. Yes. So I will make sure that I will get to you as soon as possible.
Because people have been waiting for it.
Yeah,
man.
I know. We're gonna get it going. I promise. Next is Masters Unite. It's not August 1st anymore.
No.
It's been pushed all the way to the fall. So I will get.
Oh.
Yep. And he put it on there today. So I will. Let's see. Hey. All right. So really quick, guys, we got a couple of people that are on here.
Wow.
I'll be hopping in and out. So I'll give you my 2 cents. Forms are great if they are taught correctly, practiced correctly, and applied correctly. Of course.
Okay.
So tell us something we don't know.
That's gem right there. You dropping gems.
Dropping gems.
Dropping gems.
Wendell said, "Glad to see you guys. Don't worry, things will get back and we'll be better. I know we will. And thank you so much.
Thanks for keeping
Shifu.
the faith, Shifu Wendell.
Thank you so much, Shifu. And Laosher Shane. Hey, Shifu Sigun, what's going on?
He said we should be able to do it outside.
Yep. And then
even if we have
two groups. So, awesome.
So he's into it.
He's into it. He's ready to go, and I'm ready to go too.
Yes.
So guys, this Masters Unite is going to be pushed out to the fall.
We're still dripping, man.
That's all right. We're still
dripping.
We're all right. We're still going. Here we go, guys. 5th annual Sanda seminar, October 21st. That is on.
Yes.
From 9 to 1. It's going to be 4 hours of training. 631-447-7738. If you have any questions, call the school. If you want to text, you can text me to 631-496-4286. That's 631-496-4286 if you guys have any questions with that. I'm trying to bang through this quickly because we have a lot to talk about today.
Yes, we do.
And we do have Tiger Life, guys.
The official sponsor
of the Authentic Shaolin Kung Fu School and Talk Real Gabriel.
Trigger.
So, guys, definitely, if you get a chance, definitely be a part of it. Try the drink out, guys. It's a
So
great
we
drink.
got Trevor Taylor watching.
And congratulate him, right? Is he almost a black sash now, or is he getting there?
Oh, yeah, he tested or something, right?
He did test.
Yes, so you got to let us know, you know,
where you are.
Where you at?
Where you at, man?
You know, if you passed, if you're still in limbo, you know, let us know what's going on. And one of my younger trainer brothers, Lasher Ligori's on.
Got lots of people on.
Lots of people on.
Yep. So here we go, guys. Gonna swing this over.
Yeah, if you want your fight info, you got to go to Fuller Broadcast.
Fuller Broadcast. Go ahead, brother.
So my man here is putting up all the events at any kind of fighting event or fighting arena that you can think of. He puts out the events. He interviews. I know he's interviewing fighters right now. He interviewed our brother Matt Lyle, who's going to be fighting in Long Island
on the 12th of September.
Yes.
At the Amphitheater in Bald Hill.
Yes. You know what I mean? So this is a good page to subscribe to, so you get all your info about fighters, and, events and things like that.
And tell Mr. Fuller that we sent you.
Yes. Yes.
Let him know that we sent you over.
Because we advertise his shit every single show.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Every show.
Every single show. Not like just every once in a while.
So we support people. So support the trigger.
Support the goddamn trigger.
Support it.
Love it. Support it. Let it be a part of who you are.
Yes.
All right, guys. So let's move on.
So we got a topic today. Huh?
We do have a topic. So I'm gonna put this up just so we're all at the right. I gotta get a new one. Look, listen. Is it supposed to make that noise?
Not really.
All right. So here we go, guys. So I'm gonna just put this up so we have. Just so it's an open forum podcast today.
Here we go.
So I know, right? You're giving everybody the.
Here we go.
You're giving everybody this.
Yeah. We get everybody.
So Van Winkle's on. Steve Van Winkle's on.
Hey,
what's up, brother?
how are you doing?
Hope everything is well. That's what we do down in South Carolina. Every class is outside right now. I hear you. So we're actually opening up on the 27th, which is this Monday coming up. We're going to be open. We are. We have everything laid out as far as stations, sanitizing stations, dots on the floor, egress in, egress out. We got lots and lots of stuff. I've got paperwork all over the place.
No chairs, so nobody's gonna be able to come in and sit down nowhere.
Yep. Yeah.
You sit down outside in your car.
Yeah. We have what they call a virtual waiting room. I like that shit. A virtual waiting room.
Yes, exactly. So while one class is going on inside, everybody's outside in their virtual waiting room.
in their own virtual waiting room.
Waiting in their goddamn car.
With AC. And I'm okay with that.
And then they get their bling on their phone. Oh, next class is starting.
And 6 other.
And then they're able to come in and take their class. So we don't have anybody congregating in the quad at all.
No, man. I've got where the sitting area is. That's all blocked off. That's all roped off.
Yeah.
So we're all ready to go.
We even got the bathroom cordoned off where you got to go in there. You got to get spritzed when you go in and spritz when you come out.
Yeah. So
so we ain't playing no games.
No, we got everything the way we're supposed to have it, guys. So we're keeping it legit. We're keeping it strong. I hope all the other martial arts schools do the right thing, keep everything safe, keep everybody safe, and wear your goddamn masks. Stop with the bullshit.
Yes, man.
With, it's your right to not wear a mask. That's
bullshit.
Fine. It might be your right, but you know what? You got to think of others. Wear your goddamn mask. Keep everybody safe.
If you want that right to not wear your mask and you get sick, I don't want to hear nothing.
Yeah, you won't, because they'll be dead.
Yeah.
So,
I don't want to hear shit.
Yeah, so guys, wear your masks. Wear your gloves and throw the goddamn shit out in a goddamn garbage can.
Yes.
That's it. Just do the right thing. It's really simple moral stuff that you should be doing.
It's just common sense.
Common sense,
just
man.
Common sense.
So speaking of common sense.
Yes.
So, I'm putting up videos on YouTube. People are liking them and digging them, and, they're putting their own little 2 cents in and everything else, which I don't mind now because I've grown a thick skin and everything else. But
it took you 2-3 years to do it.
People think that YouTube actually means YouTube. Like, they think it's just for them. It's just YouTube. It's not you too. You know what I mean? So it's like
you're making a video just specifically for them.
them. So if you want me to make it specifically for you, I gotta do it a certain way to make you happy. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You got to pay for that.
Yeah, dude. You know what? That's just crazy. So just instead of just doing that, just watch it, be happy, and move on. Yes. And if you don't like it, swipe. Don't pay attention or whatever.
That's it.
You know what? For me, it's just silly. They're like, oh, well, maybe you should do this and maybe you should do that. Yeah. Okay, you're directing me, so are you paying me? Like, what are you doing?
Or I like the request. Can you do it this way because it shows this and it shows that and it shows this? I say, all right, then you do it then.
Yeah.
Why do I have to do it your way? Do it your ways and show me your shit works, and then maybe I can rock with it, you know. But don't say like, well, you need to do it this way because this is the way it really works. Oh, really? Well, it didn't really work that way in the ring when I was getting my ass kicked in and somebody punched me in the face, you know. And I hate that. It was like, it's supposed to be like this.
Shifu Wendell said, I see all those Karens out there refusing to wear that mask. I see, it's not just Karens. I see lots of people.
Lots of idiots.
Lots of idiots out there not wearing their masks. Here, somebody put something up, and I thought this was funny as in Florida, where it's the worst right now, right? It's the worst COVID. People are supposed to be voting for something in a building, right? In a national office building, right? So the security guards are not letting anybody up without wearing a mask, and these idiots are downstairs yelling that it's their right to not have to wear a mask. Their tax money paid for this establishment, and they don't have to wear a mask. The stupidest thing I've ever heard, and that's why Florida has the highest rate right now, because people are stupid because they think it's their right to it's not infringing on their right. We're trying to make everybody safe, and it's a goddamn mask. It's not. I'm not asking you to put a hazmat outfit on.
Man.
It takes you less than 30 seconds to strap on a mask and do what you got to do. I pretend I'm like a doctor.
Yeah,
I wear the blue ones and I think I'm a doctor.
It just personifies people's ignorance and people's stupidity.
You can't fix stupid.
Yeah, I mean that's we should get a plaque for that.
What, give out a plaque?
No, we should make it like a sign and stick it up somewhere. You cannot fix stupid, so don't come in here talking and
talking that crap
and trying to explain shit, just sit in the corner and just listen and.
So we're having some technical. I see, like we're glitching. We're all glitching, but right now we're green, so we should be all right.
Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah, no, I mean we're green, so we're good.
So, along with that talk, with all the common sense and things like that, Shifu had an idea to talk about.
So I want to talk about forms today. So today we're talking. I know we went right off on a tangent.
I know.
So today we're talking about forms.
Yes.
So, I was working out.
And this is the taboo topic for Kung Fu stylists. You talking about forms. This is the taboo.
I don't know if it's just for Kung Fu. I think it might be for traditional karate too as well. But the concept of forms. The forms were developed and created to pass down information, right? Series of self-defense that were linked together or stringed together to teach people a certain way to fight. And each form had a different way of fighting, right? Each form had a different understanding of. Florida is where you find most of the Trump supporters. Trump don't want to wear masks. That's true, man. So, in the skinny of it is that we're learning our forms, and we're learning these movements, and we're taking these movements as gospel because they're linked together, and we're learning the form, and we're doing the form in a series, and we think that's the only way that this form is done. Right. And we're not learning to break it down. We're not learning to apply it. And the question is, we need to understand that the form is encrypted, and we need to break down all of the techniques and learn where to put them while we're sparring and while we're fighting, right? So now, if you don't have experience fighting,
well, basic fighting
techniques, basic fighting drills, if you don't have the understanding of that, you won't be able to break down the form and make it applicable to use because you don't know where to put the stuff.
Yes.
So, learning the form is important because it gives you structure and stances and movement and transition. But now you have to go further. It's not just about walking through a form. It's about understanding and breaking down the principles of the techniques and utilizing them during a fighting, a real fighting, real fighting engagement.
But what you showed me today is it has to make sense, because you showed today there's a certain part of the form where you're moving, and you're like, well, we would never move like that. That doesn't make sense the way the form, that chunk of the form, the way the chunk is formed. You was like, it doesn't make sense to move like that, because you would never move like that if you're sparring or in a real fight. And then you were like, well, you have to take the context of the movement, and then you have to adapt it to whatever type of fighter that's in that section at that point in time.
Right. So we have like our 4 base major forms, right?
Right.
And these 4 forms teach us long range, short range, right?
Highs and lows.
Highs and lows. Jumping light skill techniques. So we're learning all of these movements and all of these techniques, and now we have to be experienced enough to know where to put all these techniques. So we dissected the form today, and that's why we're talking about this.
Yes.
Because we took 45 minutes to dissect the form.
One little piece
of the form.
Like what was that? 4 movements?
Yeah. Well, maybe a little bit more, but
5, 6 movements.
But we dissected that part of the form, and we went through it to see what made sense and why you would move in that direction,
Yes.
why you would do that. Now, a lot of martial artists don't do that. They do the form, and that's it, and they're done with it. They're looking to be what we call form eaters, right?
Yes.
They learn the forms. They want to gobble these forms up, but they're not learning anything with the form. They're just learning movement, right? So
or they're not, like, each system has, besides the forms, a set of principles that guide their style.
Well, and that's what makes them specific. That makes it specific.
But they're
to their
not
style.
understanding the principles in terms of, break it down, Barney style. But they don't understand the principles of applying certain techniques at a certain point in time, and how that will apply to a certain piece of the form, right? So, for a little history lesson for some people that don't know, back in the day, when you went to a master, the first thing you learned was not forms like you do today.
Yeah, you sit in a horse stance position.
You sat in a horse stance. You did basics. You worked on a jong. You worked with a partner. Basic 1-2 self-defense techniques.
What does he mean by Barney style? Like, I see you, you punch me, I break your leg so easily.
Yeah.
Is that what he's talking about?
I think so. Yeah. And then only after you, and that may take you like 2 to 3 years to get through that. And then only after that was he's confident enough to show you the meat and potatoes of the style, of how he applied his self-defense in the fight, which was the forms.
And that's why and back then there was just teacher and disciple, because there wasn't a lot of people that would cohere to that.
Yeah.
Right? And then there were bigger schools, and people started to understand the rhythm of why the teachers did what they did, right? But I think that the major thing here is when you guys are going through forms, it's breaking it down as simple as possible. I gotcha.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I think by understanding a form, right? So you learn the form. So here I am. I'm drilling beginner forms today.
Right.
Right? So here I am. I've been training for 40 years.
Right.
And I'm going over still my beginner stuff that I've always been going over.
Right.
My beginner stuff. And as I'm going over that beginner material, I'm breaking down all the basic beginner material to see literally step by step and why. Yeah, you're absolutely right, brother. You're absolutely right. It's very important to break everything down.
So he listened.
Huh?
He listened.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's
what the students actually listen.
So that's what we're doing. We're breaking everything down. So I take all these forms, take my beginner forms, I run through them, and then I start to really dissect them and really start to understand and put all of this together to see where I can go with it and how I can make it applicable for today, right? Because the people that are moving today, and we have to understand, because of Shifu Google and Shifu everything else, Shifu Yelp and Shifu Chromecast, and, all this other shit. Yeah. It's so easy.
Sensei YouTube.
Sensei YouTube, and, so it's so easy to get all this information. So even even the people that are not training are watching. And, they're going to try some shit out there too, right? When they're fighting and everything else. So people move differently than they did 5 years ago. And people move differently than they did 10 years ago. And people move differently than they did 100 years ago. And people move different than 1,000 years ago, right? So as we're getting into this age of technology, which we've been in now for a while, many people are learning many different facets of fighting. Doesn't mean that they're good. It just means that they're moving differently, right? Mm-hmm. And moving differently just means that now we have to be more adept to understanding, how to throw a punch several ways, not just one way, because people might understand and people might, be more educated. What I'm saying is I think that people are much more educated than they were back then. There's many more people educated.
Well, the people
in the
that train fighting.
Yeah, but even. Dude, you can get hit with some stupid, wonky mushroom technique that came out of nowhere, closed his eyes and swung, and happened to hit you because you weren't paying attention. So, again, it's that you see people they hit and then their eyes get really big, like, oh my god, I just knocked somebody out, like they don't even know that they did what they did. I hit you. And then after they do that and the eyes get big and they go, like they knew what they were doing. Dude, you had no idea. You just swung that goddamn arm out of fear. You just happened to hit this motherfucker at the right time at the right spot, right?
Yeah.
And so that's just the way it is. But I think that you can really work your forms a lot more and really start to dissect them and become a better martial artist. I think.
But I think, isn't that what you're supposed to be doing already?
Yes.
Isn't that what you're supposed to be doing already?
I just think people need to stop worrying about how many forms they're learning and really work the system that they have and really work transitions and fighting drills and really put together forms in fighting. So forms, self-defense and fighting.
You ever practice drunken form? Well, I guess you don't know who he is.
John.
What's
up, John?
Yeah, I guess you don't know who he is.
Yeah, so I do practice the drunken style.
You've been practicing drunken style for 30 years, man.
And it is applicable. Some of the techniques are applicable.
And you've used it in class, in competition, in the ring.
So yeah. But again.
But he don't have no flash, so it's not like Jackie Chan.
Yeah, no, I'm not flasking it in the middle of in the ring like Jackie Chan does. So again, guys, it's all about taking bits and pieces of the system, breaking it down, and being able to work it, right? So it doesn't matter what you train, whether it's Muay Thai, whether it's kickboxing, whether it's MMA, whether it's jiu-jitsu, whether it's, it doesn't matter. It just what it matters is you as a student breaking down what you're learning, applying what you're learning during a stressful altercation, I guess, right?
Yes.
And being in that stressful altercation. Sparky Robinson!
But
Mr. Fuller's on.
But
Mr. Fuller,
we were advertising your shit.
You
better advertise us. We were advertising your page. You advertise your page every single freaking show.
And I have to say, Mr. Fuller, that I like what you're doing with getting those kickboxers and those fighters on and the MMA guys, and they're talking with each other and they're really giving their experiences as fighters. So I think that's really awesome. Yachty, get your ass to class. All I see is you at the beach.
Yes.
I see you in your little, the spin classes.
Yes.
And you're smiling,
yes.
and I don't see you in my class.
Yes, you gotta
that makes me sad.
You gotta get your ass to class.
That makes me sad, Yachty. You're making me sad. Get to class. Even if you don't like it.
Goodness.
Even if you don't like Zoom, get to class.
Yes.
I know it's hard, but you gotta stay with us. Don't fall away.
Yes. So your last statement, Shifu, I'm gonna put you one better. To be able to apply these techniques, but to be able to apply these techniques. Been working too.
I know you've been.
I got a job. I'm working.
I know you've been working, but you've been doing your spin classes. I want you in spin classes. Get to class.
Oh goodness! In big projects.
Yes, Sigon.
Okay.
And there's more.
Yes.
But those big projects are not stopping you from the spin class. Get to class. Thank you.
Oh, goodness.
So go ahead, say it.
But people don't understand that the whole premise behind these forms and techniques and principles was to fight people from different.
And what did you notice? Every time somebody does a self-defense technique, what do you notice?
They do the same.
No, but you noticed it the other day. Like, they're doing self-defense, and they're blocking as if they were, or they were striking as if they were from the same system.
Same system.
Right? So,
so a lot of times.
It was only once. Yeah, but I saw it, Yadi, because you posted it. So I don't know how many times you're doing it, but you need to get to class.
Yes.
You're making me sad. Get to class.
I saw a specific technique, and the guy was punching a specific way where it worked. But I would have rather seen somebody come in there from a different type of system and try to make it work against that.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is what it's tailor made for.
Right. It's not made to fight. Ooh, you all right?
Yeah. I'm trying to get it out. Yeah. It wasn't made for you to fight people of the same style.
Yes.
These styles are made to fight people from different styles. Right, so hence that's why certain forms were created, because these guys.
And that's another reason why going to tournaments is a good thing.
Yes,
it's a good thing, and it's a bad thing depending on what you're doing. Right, so you don't want to do point fighting. Point fighting is okay for kids, but when you're looking at adult martial arts, you don't want to do point fighting.
Yeah.
You want to do continuous, right? So you want to do continuous, and you want to do the full contact. That's where you want to be, right? Yes. Continuous and sanda.
Yeah.
So if you're doing continuous fighting, you want to be able to go. You want to be able to work your drills,
and you have more of a chance of applying those principles in that section of fighting than you would in point fighting.
And you're fighting different people from different schools, different knowledge. Their experience is different as well, and because their experience is different, their movement is going to be very different. Where you would logically think to move that way, they might move a different way. So as long as you're in that environment and you're practicing against people that don't know your style or your system, or they know their own style and system, and they're working it, it makes it better, because now you get to understand and you get the experience of that fight.
And it makes you more versatile in terms that you can apply.
Mr. Worthy, how are you, sir?
How are you, Master Worthy? And then you can apply different principles from different types of forms on the fly.
Yes.
So if one thing's not working, you can switch it up.
You got to shift.
And and that's one thing you always said to us: you never fight the same way twice, and never fight the same way with different people.
Yeah, so you're always fighting different styles with different people constantly, because people are always watching. And that was one thing I did growing up in tournaments, is I always fought people differently every time I fought, because there were always people watching. Because what would I do? I do my homework. I was doing my homework. I was watching everybody fight and be like, all right, he's moving that way, he's moving that way. And then when I get in there, I feel more comfortable because I did my homework. I'm like Batman. I'm doing my homework. I'm being a detective.
Yes.
Right? Finding the weaknesses. So in doing that, it's really, really important. So my teacher always told me to change up my fighting tactics all the time. Fight long range, fight short range. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Fight long range, fight short range. Use your kicks more, use your kicks less. Be more of a pressure fighter. Be more of a relaxed fighter. So I was constantly changing up my ability, and because of that, it was very hard to fight me, because I was always changing my style, right?
Yes.
So not changing my style, but changing my
tactics,
my tactics and my strategies. That's correct.
Which came from
my forms.
Yes, which came from your forms. Now, a lot of people, like you say, don't break it down. They don't know that missing link of how to apply those concepts and practices of those forms into fighting, right? Because you didn't do it just for street combat. You did it for. Did you miss me?
Did you miss me? Mr. Fuller? Mr. Fuller, I always miss
you. Shit.
But you better be advertising our shit, because you know what? I went on the other day, and I was like, what's up, what's up, what's up? And you didn't even say hello to me. So you need to share the love.
Yeah.
We're sharing the love every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock.
He gets very hurt by that kind of stuff.
Very hurt.
Very hurt.
I'm very sensitive. I'm a sensitive man.
But to the point where you were able to take these principles that are not meant for competition, that are meant for the street, and able to apply these to competition fighting.
So
right?
now, which brings
because you had that stupid ass comment today from somebody on YouTube.
No, it wasn't really. It wasn't stupid. It was just, you know what? I get it. You know what it is? People want to see. So I put up a.
I'm back.
So, I'm putting up videos on YouTube, guys, and I'm basically putting up the videos that I've been putting up on Facebook and Instagram, which are just fighting drills on the bag, right? So I'm wearing my 16-ounce gloves because I want people to understand that the movement of what we're doing, the Sanda movement or the Kung Fu movement, applies to every facet of fighting because 2 arms, 2 legs, and it's just a matter of manipulating and moving that changes stuff around, right? So I'm wearing the gloves to make it easier and make it more palatable for people to see the movement and be able to relate it to their style of fighting.
Correct.
Whether it's MMA, whether it's
karate,
kickboxing, karate,
Muay Thai,
whatever. So it makes it easier. And yes, next time I'll just wear my wraps and I'll use techniques or whatever. But
but he wanted you to show it like it was a Shaw Brothers movie.
Do you think that's really?
Yeah,
I don't think
that's
so.
That's the impression I got from that comment. Like Kung Fu always has to show, doing the movement, but it has to end with a crane build. Or always has to end with a drunken strike. Or always has to end with something.
With a splash.
With that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the meat potatoes of Kung Fu.
Yeah. Well, see again.
You know what I mean?
So Shaw Brothers was all developed from that Peking style of fighting, right? So it was entertainment.
All entertainment.
So, Run Shaw decided this is what they wanted to do. And mind you, I found out that their establishment in China was so huge that it was like a town. It was a town. People lived, the people that were doing these shows were living in the town. That's how big the studio was. It wasn't a little studio, dude.
It was like a lot.
It wasn't a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a big town, and they made hundreds a month, hundreds of, or 20 movies a month, something stupid, right? Like just putting them out there, all the way from soap operas all the way to martial art movies. It was just. He just was making movies like we're making videos every week. You know what I mean? He didn't care. Yeah. He ran his guys into the ground, and that's what they did. But their movies were developed in that Peking opera, enjoyable,
style.
Let me see what you're doing type of movement, right? And you have to understand, when you're doing Kung Fu, when you're doing karate, when you're doing MMA, when you're doing jiu-jitsu, you're not going, all right, I'm making this really big now, so it's going to come all the way in, and you're going to see what's going to happen, so you're going to use that dipping technique. But shit happens so fast, you get popped in the face.
Yes.
So...
But I have to say, there are some Shaw Brothers movies that do that, but like 1 or 2 movies are kind of like accurate in a way that they applied it.
Now... Don't get
it's
me
very, very far between
don't get me wrong.
those movies.
Mad Monkey Kung Fu was a badass
movie, but
no, it was a badass movie,
yes.
and there was a lot of techniques that were in there
yes.
that worked.
Yes.
But again, it's all about practical application, right?
Like that movie we love. What's that movie called? Invincible Shaolin.
Oh, dude, I love that movie.
That was an awesome movie, and the way they applied that kung fu was as accurate in a movie as you can get back there in the 70s.
Was that
with the Mantis guy and the Wing Chun guy,
right?
And the
Northern
poles and stuff like that.
The Northern Shaolin light skill techniques.
Right.
So that was good because you got to understand the pros of each style and the cons of each style, right?
Yes.
But whoever made the movie was pushing towards one style to be better than the other.
Yes.
But whatever.
Yeah.
However that goes. But but again, it's all about understanding, and it's all about utilization, right? So we have to be form and function. I say it all the time, form and function, because without the function, without the functionality, without really breaking down the forms, right, it's encrypted. And without breaking down the forms and understanding what you're doing, it's empty.
Yes.
It's empty. And you know what? You can have a million different forms and look great in competition, but you will get your ass kicked if you can't put foot to ass and get grimy with your techniques.
Yes. You know,
I'll agree now.
And their famous statement, you know, kung fu techniques are very deadly and they don't hold up well under those circumstances. It's not meant for that. You know, that's the dumbest fucking statement
well,
I've ever
again,
heard.
that's a statement for people who don't want to get on the floor and show it. That's like, you know, the deadly, you know.
5-finger.
You know. The
5 point palms and shit.
The stuff that I learned I can't do in competition because I'll rip your throat out. Well, you know what? If you have to rip my throat out, it's not competition anymore, right? So,
you know, so you have to.
You can walk out into a competition like that and stomp on somebody's knee, and that's it. It's done.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. It's done.
Yeah.
But that's not why we're doing it, right? We're doing it to explore and experience our style.
The principles should hold up on the street, and it should hold up in competition.
Agreed.
It's up to you to be able to differentiate what techniques work on the street and what techniques work in competition, and able to seamlessly move between both arenas and train for both arenas.
Agreed.
You know?
And it's not easy. It's very difficult.
It's very difficult.
Very difficult.
It's very difficult.
But it can be done.
Yes.
It can be
and
done.
it's been done, I was biased, but it's been done in this school for umpteen.
Yeah, and it's been
years.
done. It's been done
in Zhongshe School. It's been done in Shifu Raoul School.
Yep.
It's been done in.
It's been done in a handful of schools. So.
You know what I mean?
But I watch people online, and I watch them do forms, and it's just movement. It's really just blind movement.
Yes.
You know, and there's no. You could see that there's no application. There's just movement. You know, and these guys are masters. These guys are Shifus, you know, or these guys are black belts, or these guys are whatever. And I'm watching, and I'm like, ooh, you know, it's just movement.
Yes.
And then I see people, you know, I see kickboxers, and they're demonstrating hitting the bag or shadow boxing, and I'm like, like, and some of these guys are winners, and I'm like, how the fuck are you a winner? Like, I don't understand, you know.
You know, and then you see some guys who actually move well and are students of their craft, but they're not overly flamboyant with their technique. It's very precise of how they move.
Yeah, and they point A to point B,
and they come in and they rip ass.
Yeah, point A to point B, and then you a C on the ground.
Yes,
right? Without a doubt.
You know
Without a doubt, and again, it's understanding.
Yes. But what I also notice is, as a seasoned martial artist and fighter, you pick out a lot, and you taught it to us how to pick out things visually that really nobody else would see. You know, because there'd be times where I'd be talking to people, I was like, oh man, he must be pretty good. And then you walk behind me, it's like, he don't know how to move. I'm like, what you talking about, man? And I was like, nah, he don't know how to move. You know, and then I get, you know, and we work out with this individuals and stuff like that, and you're like, damn, he was right. He don't know how to move.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
You also have to understand, what have you been taught your whole life?
To watch.
Right? So now what you're doing is you're taking everything that you learn as a martial artist, right? And now not only are you looking at kicks and punches, but you're looking at how they transition themselves, how they move into stances, and their footwork, right? Because without footwork, you can't properly get enough power to do any real damage anyway.
Right.
So you need to have good footwork, good body-mind connection. And if body-mind connection is not there, you look like a monkey fucking a football, right? And I'm telling you.
Do me a favor, explain that, because there are some people out there that don't understand what that concept is.
What, a monkey fucking a football?
No, not that. Mind-body connection.
Mind-body connection. So we do forms, right? And this is another reason why we do forms, because we do forms to develop a mind-body connection. A mind-body connection is having your mind work with your body and be able to be functional and go from movement to movement and be flawless, or not flawless, but smooth with transitional movements. So it's not me here and me here, point A and point B. It's the transition of where that hand's going, and how it's going, and how it's going to be precise. Or after I throw, when I dip and come in, or move and come in, you know, whatever I'm doing, there has to be this smooth transition of movement. And to me, mind-body connection is just that. Because I watch people do...
So what you're saying is the mind is setting the body up as chess pieces to be able to do certain things and know how to do it at the right time in the right place, but do it consciously but unconsciously.
Okay, so
if I'm trying to explain it.
Yeah, so mind-body connection, think of it this way. So we learn to forget to learn, right? We learn to forget to have it, which means we do it so much, we do our repetition so much, then when we need it, we don't think about it, right? But mind-body connection just means that, so we've been doing this drill for so long, and we've been working.
Matt Abruzzo.
Hey, what's going on,
Matt?
Matt? We're doing these techniques so much that we have to understand mind-body means, all right, I want to throw my punch, it's going to be smooth. I'm going to throw my punch, it's going to be smooth. I'm going to dip or step forward, and it's going to be smooth. And the techniques and the transition flow seamlessly, so that there's less visual erratic movement and more smoothness, right? Because the eye doesn't pick up smooth technique. That's why magic works so good. It's the erratic movement that people pick up, right? So if it's not so erratic and smooth, you have a good mind-body connection. With the body, muscle memory is key. So the more that we work our drills, the more that we do our repetition, the more that we break down our forms and apply them to techniques that in real time that we're doing during sparring, we are able to have this action non-action where we've seen it so many times and the body moves. So here, this is a good example. You're in the movie theater with your wife and you're hanging out, or your significant other, and you're hanging out and you're watching one of those kung fu movies, or you're watching an action movie and somebody throws something and you go like this.
Yes.
And right away your body moves out of the way. And
you just react to it.
The person looks at you like, what the fuck are you doing, right? And
or you're sitting there watching it and your hands are doing this.
And I found myself like, what's going on, right? So I'm watching a movie.
Stop it!
I'm watching a movie and I'm going like this, and my leg will just move like it's ready to throw a kick.
Yes.
And that's action, non-action. So it's all about muscle memory. So you get so involved with visual that your body's already ready to go, right? And that's the point of where you're really starting to understand mind-body connection and muscle memory that runs with everything that we're doing.
Right.
So we're very visual people, right? Our martial arts is very visual. And if you look at our body structure as warriors or just as humans, all of our protection is in the front of our bodies. The sides of our bodies are strong. The insides of our body are weak. And when we put our arms down, they're now protected. If you notice, when you watch anybody fighting or anybody sparring, if they spar like this, with their head sticking up like this, they've never been hitting the chin before. They've never really sparred before. But when you watch somebody get into a guard stance and automatically they do this and their chin ducks down and their shoulders come up, all of a sudden they're like, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. Yeah. He dropped the chin, which means he don't want that shit getting hit.
Yep.
And if you notice, the body has a perfect V groove. When you drop down your chin, all of a sudden you have that protection.
I've done that before when I see a fight and I
physically move. Yeah, without a doubt, Christopher. It's there. That means that your body's already geared for it, right? So we have to really break down our bodies on a physical level as humans and see exactly how we're built and how we're not meant to be running away because our kidneys are exposed in the back. The back of our legs are exposed. The hamstrings are exposed. Yeah. Our Achilles tendons are exposed. Everything is exposed in the back of our head. So we want to make sure that we're in that fighting position. We want to make sure that we've got our armadillo skin up, right? And we're ready to go and we're ready to attack. So, once we understand the body and the mechanics and how it works, now you start putting foot to ass and getting grimy and all of a sudden starting to work your techniques and get your skills up. But it goes so much further than just understanding or just doing a form. Break that shit down. Break those forms down. Understand what they were taught to teach you.
But if you can't do the form in the first place, then all that shit is mute anyway.
That's mind-body connection.
Yes.
And everybody learns a different way. So MMA guys get in the ring and they learn their drills. They learn their fighting drills. And I don't care what you say, but the fighting drills end up being forms. Straight, reverse, invert, hook. All of a sudden now I'm doing straight, reverse, invert, hook. And I'm doing this over and over again. Well, that is a repetitious drill. Yes. That's a drill, that's a form. That's
what I see a lot of them doing. It's just, it's the same across the board. I mean, the body mechanics may be a little bit different because some of them have base in karate, some of them have base in Muay Thai.
Yeah, and some of them have base in Sanda.
Base in Sanda and Kung Fu.
Yeah.
and you'll see certain body mechanics for certain things, but the drills and the combos are pretty much almost the
They're
same.
almost the same.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you watch all these people doing their sets and doing their forms and doing their drills so that it becomes repetitious. So you have to be able to break down the stuff. You can't just hit a bag for the rest of your life and not get in the field where you're moving. You have to be able to have a target moving at you, because a human moves differently than a bag does. No matter how the bag looks, like Bob or anything like that, no matter what it looks like, it still doesn't move the same way as a human. So we have to understand in that real time. And real time doesn't mean go down to the block, go behind the store and start with some people, or go to a bar and start with people.
Yes.
It means real time, which means that you're in an environment where you're sparring and you're working your drills and your heart rate is up. You don't know what your opponent's going to throw, and that puts you in that position where you need to react. You need to let your body react. You need to let your technique start to flow and be able to experience so that you can become better.
But you're given an opportunity to work on those certain skills.
Amen. That's right.
In that context.
Yes.
Because if you're in the bar in the street, you ain't got the opportunity to do shit.
No, you don't, because that person's got malice for you.
Yes.
Yeah. Without a doubt. So being at a school and training with a coach or whatever, you're learning to have that environment, but in a safe way, to know that you're going to be able to go to work the next day.
Yes.
and make money and feed your kids.
So, I'm not going to ask this question because we already know the answer to the question. So the forms are considered to be an integral part to your training to increase your skill and also increase your knowledge of fighting tactics based on the principles of whatever system or style that you're practicing. That's basically what the forms, what you're gonna get out of the forms in a basic nutshell.
Yes. I'm trying to figure out. I guess I'll check it out later.
What?
It says that somebody left a comment, and I'm trying to find it, and I can't.
Oh.
So I'm not going to worry about it, because we're almost
Done, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I guess to sum up what we're talking about, the form is
a tool.
Is a tool, just like
drilling is
mitt work, running, form
right.
work, stance work. It's
right.
It's a tool. It's a piece.
It's a tool. It's a piece to the puzzle. So just like mitt work, if you're doing mitt work and you never get in the ring, you're wasting time. You could look great doing mitt work, but if you get in the ring and you get hit in the face because you don't know where you're doing, then if you don't have the experience. So it's the same thing. You could do forms all day long, but if you're not dissecting it, if you're not breaking it down, if you're not applying it during sparring, if you're not applying it in that real-time sense, if you're not experiencing and expanding and dissecting and breaking down and putting use to it, failing, getting back up, fixing your mistakes, fixing your problems, then you're doing it all wrong.
Yes.
That's it in a nutshell.
Yes. You're not working your martial arts and you're not applying it the way it was meant to be applied, whether it's on the street or in competition. It was meant to be applied against somebody that you don't know.
Yep.
Not your training brother, and not somebody from the same style. It was meant to fight people who you didn't know from different styles.
What's up, guys? Just got home working out with Shifu. Hope you're all doing well. Congratulations, Trevor. I heard you did really well on your test. Super proud of you. Keep up the great work.
Yes.
And you better come to my seminar in November.
Yes, and
no pressure.
We had the fortunate or unfortunate opportunity to do competitions, to go to other people's schools to spar with them and fight with them, and it wasn't just it was like, all right, now you guys are at a point because now you guys are beating the hell out of each other and you guys look good, so now we got to take you somewhere else.
Yeah, and you know what? Everybody got their lumps.
And everybody got their lumps, and everybody rocked with it, and everybody's like, ooh, I'm missing this point. Oh, I'm missing that part.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not as good as this. I'm not as good as that. And then we went back. We did our homework. We got yelled at a little bit. We went back, did our homework, and we fixed that. Yeah. And so, well, you got hit because you didn't do this piece. That's that. And you got hit because you didn't do this, or you messed this up. And then you work on that. Then you go back again, get lumped up some more, and then come back and do it. And then probably like the fourth or fifth time, then you start.
Yeah, you learn and you grow, man. And
but a lot of people miss that.
Well,
a lot of people miss that.
Well, in today's day, again, it's so easy to learn forms and to learn stuff that you don't have to. You don't have to do that. You learn the forms and you're in your little bubble.
Right.
And you're okay with that,
Yes.
right? And everything's okay until you get smacked in the mouth, and then everything changes, right? And then you
Yes.
start putting blame on everybody else but yourself because you didn't do the work.
Well, the first thing they blame is what?
The teacher.
And the style. And the style of their training.
Yeah, well, they blame their teacher first because that's the human thing.
Right.
And then they start blaming the style.
You know, to be fair, a lot of times certain teachers don't know how to teach them how to do certain things.
No, dude, no, not at all. I
Yeah.
mean, I've seen great martial artists be able to teach great students and have them pass on the knowledge, and I've seen great martial artists teach like shit and not get their point across, but they're great martial artists. And then I've seen, you know, semi-okay martial artists squeak by a couple of people that really could move, and, you know, they got a talent, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, again, it's those far and few between. So, you know, you gotta balance everything
Yes.
out. You gotta find a happy medium.
Yes. So, you know, we have, you know, and you gotta know what you're looking at. You know, if you see a school, you know, that has maybe like 20, 30 students and only see 5 people working hard and sparring and hitting shit and working full contact, yeah, you know, that you could tell, you could put that school in the category. You know what I mean? Because each student had, you know, there's a lot of students in different categories. But if you see a school where the majority of the people are really sparring, but at different levels, but they don't have to be great.
No.
But you know they're working hard.
Yeah, they're working hard.
That's the type of school I want to be at.
Yeah, you want to be at a school where everybody's taking their lumps and everybody's working hard. It doesn't mean everybody's going to be a Bruce Lee or a Jackie Chan or Batman. But it just means that, you know, everybody's going to grow in their own time, and that's really, really important. You know, you want to be able to teach the art as a whole, not just dissect it and teach what you want to teach because it's easy for you.
Well, it's only
a good teacher teaches and experiences and is a student for life. So that teacher is always learning.
Yes.
Which means the students will never catch up to the teacher.
Or get bored.
Yeah, well, and then the teacher is always learning being a student, which means he's always or she's always gaining knowledge, which means that you'll be that far ahead of all of your students all the time, which means your students will always be learning something, and then you don't have to hold your students back because you don't have anything more to teach them.
Yes. Which we've seen.
And I'm not saying go out and learn 11 different styles and bring them back and mix them together. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying grow with your system and grow with your style. Break down the forms. Understand the self-defense. There's so much self-defense in just one form.
Yes.
That you could be good for the rest of your life with 10 forms, 15 forms. Look at all that self-defense. And now you can break down the weapons. You can break down open hand techniques. You can break down fighting drills. There's so much you could do. It's just a matter of really opening up to it.
And working it and drilling it and practicing it.
Of course. So we're at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, 9 o'clock.
All right, guys. So I think this is a really awesome topic.
Yes.
I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. I'm going to be putting up more YouTube content. So I do want to thank you guys. I do want to thank you guys very much for watching the Facebook. With the little Facebook thing.
Yes,
I
like that.
Thanks for watching the Facebook and giving all the likes and everything else,
yes.
guys.
For the YouTube people, please like, subscribe, share it out.
Wait.
It's coming?
Yeah, it's coming, man. It's coming.
All right.
And for all you guys out there that are, go ahead, say it now. Go ahead, man.
You know, all the YouTubians, you know, like, share, subscribe. It really helps us out.
Click that goddamn bell.
Click the bell because, you know, we got to be starting putting up content again. And we're going to be coming up with different concepts of things because we want to do the Mythbusters again, but the Mythbusters was well received, but, you know, we want to be able to give good content where people can get quality stuff.
Yeah, and I'm not, dude, so guys, check it out. I'm not giving you milk for free so that you don't have to buy the cow.
Right.
So, you know what?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to give information. I'm going to give you little tidbits of information
so
and everything else.
You can get the sizzle.
Yeah, but now if you want, you know.
Sizzle's got to mean something.
Yeah, if you want the cow, then you're going to have to pay for the cow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody's got to make a living. But we're going to be putting up little milk here and there for you guys to drink on and enjoy. But, you know, support. guys, definitely support your schools. I say this a lot, and I mean it with all my heart, that we all have to support each other. We all have to support our schools. And I'm going to keep saying that until I find the goddamn button. But all those, I can't find it. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
So all these people, guys, that are out there training at your camps, training at your martial arts schools, training at whatever you're training and whatever you're doing, support your school.
Yes. Because without those schools, you won't be able to achieve your goals and do what you need to do. You know, it's those schools that make the difference. You know what I mean? It gives you the opportunity. Those schools give you opportunity. So if you don't support them and those schools are not there, guess what? The opportunity shrivels up.
Yeah, man, the opportunity's gone. So support your goddamn schools. We love you guys so much.
Yes.
We appreciate all of you trigger people, all of you triggerins. Triggerins.
Trigger ends and trigger ets.
Trigger in, trigger ets, yes. We love all you guys very much. Again, guys, thanks for all the support. God bless. Everybody stay safe. Wear your goddamn mask. Stop being stupid.
You know, and remember Sunday seminar,
July 25th.
July 25th.
12 to 1:30.
And class is going to be starting on July 27th. And that's it.
And that's all I got to say.
That's all we got to say about that. You know, so if anybody has any comments or questions or anything like that about the topic that we're talking about, it's not a very elaborate topic, but you can sit there and talk and debate for hours. But again, like I always say, everybody has their own opinions, like they have assholes.
There's never a stupid question, only stupid people.
Yes, but I always say there's realities to everything.
Yeah.
So you could dispute to the cows come home, but there's a reality to certain things. So the reality is, if you don't know your shit, you will get punched in the face. That's it. You're going to get punched in the face regardless, but I would rather get punched in the face less because I know my shit.
Oh, man. And on that awesome note, everybody take care. God bless. Be safe. We'll see everybody next week.
Yes.
Where's the camera? There
Right
it is.
there, right there.
I'll see you guys later.
Yes.
Talk real, get real, train real, get real.
Shopping out!